Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Scouse Audits. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Scouse Audits is outside a petrol station filming a police car after witnessing someone being arrested. He calmly questions an officer still sitting inside the vehicle, raising concerns about a potential data protection breach. But what happens next is nothing short of shocking. Instead of addressing the concern, the officer lashes out, physically shoves Scouse Audits, and escalates the situation into a full-blown arrest and takedown. One officer even punched him.
John.
Is that John Morton?
Yeah, it is, yeah. John Morton, yeah.
Just come sit
Filming
me
us.
down then, mate, please.
You get it out my face, please.
Get it out your face, why? What are you going to do?
We're currently in the process of speaking to an individual.
In the process, you think you find you were sitting in the vehicle, weren't you, mate? So now you're talking.
Yeah, I was sitting in the vehicle, yeah.
Nonsense. You want to put my address online? Hey, is there no...
Don't know your address.
Hey.
Don't know your address.
Silly game now. Because now you're paying for anything.
I don't know your address, mate, so... I know your name's John.
Hey, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Because you know what you've just done? You've just done a breach of data protection, mate. Yes, you have.
Under the UK General Data Protection Regulation and the Data Protection Act 2018, personal data, including someone's full name, particularly when connected to past interactions with police, must be handled with care. Police officers are data controllers when handling this information, and they're obligated to ensure it's not disclosed unnecessarily or unlawfully, especially to unauthorized third parties. In this case, if the officer loudly stated the auditor's full name in front of another member of the public who had no lawful reason to hear that information, it could be seen as an unjustified disclosure. Even if it wasn't malicious or intentional, that doesn't exempt it from scrutiny under data protection rules. Officers are trained to be mindful of when and where they speak about sensitive information, and that includes using discretion in public settings.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, guys, this little idiot has just done a nice box of data protection. He's just told I'm going to give my name to an absolute stranger. No, excuse me. Right.
John, can you...
Listen, do not put your hands on me. Why, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Listen, you just put your hands on me. What are you...
What are you doing, John? Calm yourself down. No, don't
get your hands off me. Listen, you come out and approach me, alright? Your colleague has just shoved me.
Calm yourself down.
Calm yourself down. No, right.
Calm down.
Listen, I am not irate. It's called freedom of speech, and I will tell you, alright? Your colleague has just put hands on... Your colleague has just put hands on me. That's classed as unwanted contact. It's battery and assault. You got out thinking you were... Excuse me. You're restricting my movement.
Even if the auditor appeared confrontational and may have been partially blocking the door, that still doesn't automatically justify the officer using force to push him away. Officers are expected to communicate clearly and use the minimum force necessary, especially when tensions are high. Instead of engaging with the auditor about the data protection concern, the officer chose to physically shove him and attempt to drive away, escalating the situation unnecessarily. Under Section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988, battery occurs when unlawful force is applied, and unless the officer can show that the shove was necessary and proportionate to a genuine obstruction, it could still amount to a technical battery. The auditor wasn't violent or threatening. He was trying to hold the officer to account, and the physical response came across more like frustration than lawful intervention.
That is what you call as assault. It's battery and unwanted contact. You just touched me. So what if I touch you? Yeah, look, you're touching me now. Please move away. But I will use reasonable force to detain you. I will use reasonable force to detain you. Go on, what? Do you want to touch me?
Yeah, can I get more patrols, please, to the Gulf Petrol Station on Victoria Road?
Come on. Come on.
Calm yourself down.
Calm yourself down. Look.
Don't put your hands on me, John.
Listen, you put your hands on me. Right, Section 33.
In my space.
Listen, you put your hands on me. It's classed as... Look, unwanted contact. Please don't touch me. Okay? Thank you very much.
It's the Gulf Petrol Station at Victoria Road.
Go on. And I'll take these as well. I'll take these as well.
You're John Morton?
Station. Very high.
John, just calm down. We don't know why
no, because your colleague has just breached data protection.
Listen,
you sit here on a job and your colleague has just given my full name to a random member of the public.
Because we know who you are.
It doesn't matter if you know who I am.
When the auditor refuses to calm down, he gives a legitimate reason. His full name was broadcast in front of a member of the public, potentially breaching data protection laws. He's not refusing to calm down without cause. He's standing up for his right to privacy and accountability. Rather than addressing that concern, the officer casually replies, "We know who you are," as if that somehow justifies what happened. Knowing someone's identity doesn't give you the right to share it with people who aren't involved, especially not in a public space, in front of uninvolved civilians. That response shows a complete disregard for data handling obligations under the UK GDPR and Data Protection Act 2018. Officers are required to treat personal information with care, and dismissing the concern because the person is known to them only makes the breach more blatant.
I want to chat with you, that's why.
No, it wasn't a chat. Listen, I followed every single one of you on for 6 months, and I'll tell that to the camera. I've got all your addresses. I know where you run to the safe house on fucking Anchor Road. I couldn't give two
camera that you're trying to get into the vehicle.
It wasn't,
right?
no, I wasn't trying to get into the vehicle.
You stopped me colleague.
I'll come over to your colleague. I'll come over to your colleague. Look, if you want to go to war, I'll have a straight with everyone.
You stopped me colleague from closing the door, and then you put your hand on me, haven't you?
No, because you put your hands on me, which is classed as unwanted contact.
Right?
While the auditor began by raising a valid concern about data protection, his comment, "I've followed every single one of you for 6 months. I've got all your addresses," crosses a serious line. That kind of statement isn't just aggressive. It can easily be interpreted as intimidation or a threat, regardless of whether that was the intent. It undermines the legitimacy of the audit and shifts the focus from accountability to personal targeting. From a legal standpoint, this kind of language could be used to justify police concern under Section 4 or 5 of the Public Order Act, depending on how it's perceived. Officers are public servants, but they are also entitled to a reasonable expectation of personal safety. Referencing their addresses, especially in a confrontational tone, can escalate a situation fast and weaken the auditor's position entirely.
Identify yourself, please, mucker. You need to, because no police.
I don't need to. No, 4736.
You don't need to.
4736.
Name?
4736.
Based?
4736.
No, based
You're not being stopped, sir.
Alright, then. It's as simple as that. What? Go on, what?
Do you want to get lots of Section 5?
Section 5? Where's the MG11 witness statement? MG11 witness statement? There's no aggrieved member of the public. I'm a different member of the public, alright, mate? You won't use your bully tactics on me. Lock me up. Do you know what you want? I guarantee you'll have a letter. Where's the MG11 witness statement? Aggrieved member of the public. Alright? I'm not boo-boo the fool, mate. I will. Freedom of speech.
The auditor, visibly frustrated, responds with "F off." Not the most polite reply, but not necessarily criminal either. Swearing at police in itself isn't automatically an offence. Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act, the language used must cause harassment, alarm, or distress to someone present. Officers are trained to tolerate a higher threshold for verbal abuse than a member of the public, especially in confrontational situations. The officer then says, "Do you want to be locked up for Section 5? But the auditor quickly fires back with, "Where's the MG11 witness statement?" And that's a sharp, legally informed reply. An MG11 is a formal witness statement form, typically required when an offence under Section 5 is pursued. It documents that someone, usually a civilian, was actually caused harassment, alarm, or distress by the words or behaviour.
Freedom of speech.
Swear once more, you're getting locked up.
What? MG11 witness
Swear
statement.
once more, you're getting locked
MG11
up.
witness statement.
So you just assaulted me then?
No, it didn't.
Just assaulted me then?
No,
Yes, you have. Yes, you
no,
have.
I haven't.
You're under arrest for assault PC. Give me your hand now.
Go on.
Down. On the floor now. Get yourself down. Give me your hand. Got both hands got it.
No need for worries.
Got both hands. Come to the front here. Come to the front. Put them on his
I'll take that, I'll take.
No kick out, mate. Stop resisting.
Don't kick out.
The auditor moves in close to the officers, possibly appearing confrontational, and both officers respond by pushing him back. As they do, the auditor makes contact while moving their hands off him. The officers interpret it as physical resistance. One of them immediately claims assault and proceeds to arrest him. The situation then escalates further when the auditor is pushed to the ground and handcuffed. During the restraint, one officer appears to strike the auditor in the face, which raises serious concerns about whether the level of force used was necessary and proportionate. Under police use of force guidelines, officers are permitted to use force, but only to the extent that is reasonable in the circumstances. A facial strike during a restraint must be justified by a clear and immediate threat. Anything less risks crossing into excessive force.
Yeah.
Behind his back.
Right, John. You don't say anything, but in my own defence, if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later on in court, anything you do say, maybe give evidence.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Right, are you going to cooperate now?
Yes.
Right. Shall we try and stand you up?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to roll you on your side, okay?
Yeah. Keep your head.
Right.
Come on, I love you guys, you know. I do. Thank you very much. You've just put £5,000 in my pocket. Thank you very much.
I think so.
I think so.
When the auditor laughs and says, "Thank you, you've just put £5,000 in my pocket," it's a pointed reaction, not just sarcasm, but a clear reference to potential legal consequences. While the comment might sound exaggerated in the moment, it reflects how confident the auditor feels that the officer's use of force, especially the strike to the face while being restrained, was unnecessary and could amount to a civil claim. If the force used can't be justified as reasonable and proportionate, particularly once the auditor was already being handcuffed and posed no ongoing threat, then there could be real grounds for a claim of assault or unlawful arrest. The auditor's comment shows he understands this, and it also signals to the officers that their actions won't go unchallenged.
You see, the difference is that I know your policies better than you, and what you don't understand is what unwanted contact is. You don't understand if you put your hands on me, I'm well within my right.
Oh, don't you worry, John. It's on camera, mate.
So
It's on camera.
So fine. It's
I didn't put my hands on you.
It's just, no, you touch me.
No,
It's
no, I
unwanted
didn't.
contact. Look, it's cool. You're like you're out in court.
What happens?
It's just gone straight to the cloud, mate. It's just gone straight to the cloud.
Hold on, let's get the bag out of the way.
It's gone straight to the cloud, mate. It's just gone to 2.1 million people. It's fine. I'm not bothered.
Thank you. Any other patrols making Litchfield Street? You
You
can
can go with this hard so I can turn. I'm in. I mean, you're not going to get no stress from me, mucker. None. Zero. It's fine. Yeah. Just ciggies, lighter, keys, phone. Where's me phone? Who took me phone? Who took me phone?
No idea.
What do you mean, no idea? You've just took the phone off me. No, where's me phone?
As the video ends, the officer forcefully places the auditor in the police car and slams the door, a moment that encapsulates how the entire encounter unfolded, emotionally charged, poorly managed, and completely avoidable. What began as a dispute over a potential data protection breach quickly spiraled into a confrontation marked by poor communication, rising tempers, and questionable use of force. The auditor had a legitimate reason to challenge the officers. Having his full name broadcast in front of a member of the public raises real concerns under data protection law. But at the same time, his tone became aggressive, and comments like, "I've got all your addresses," crossed the line from accountability into provocation. Still, officers are trained to manage conflict, not escalate it, and what followed didn't reflect that training. The physical shove, the claim of assault during a tense but unclear exchange, and the alleged punch to the face during handcuffing all raised serious questions about whether the response was reasonable and proportionate. Then came the Section 5 arrest, not because of any clear-cut public order offence, but seemingly as a way to shut down a situation that had gotten out of control. The auditor's remark, "You've just put £5,000 in my pocket," whether sarcastic or serious, reflected an awareness that what just happened could carry legal consequences. But the most important takeaway is that this entire situation didn't have to happen. A respectful explanation of the officer's position, acknowledgement of the auditor's concern, and some basic professional distance could have prevented the escalation. Instead, it turned into a physical, messy incident that left everyone looking worse off. This was a failure on both sides. But most critically, it showed how quickly things go wrong when authority is exercised with emotion, not discipline. For a public already questioning how power is used, moments like this only reinforce the need for better training, clearer boundaries, and above all, accountability. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Scouse Audits. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audits, and I'll see you in the next one.